to you how, what they mean, how they're different, all right, and when you have to use them and when not to use them. Okay, so, and then how to use them, of course. All right, so the active and passive sentences. Okay, now in every language, there are two ways of saying the same thing. There are two ways of saying the same thing. Okay, let's see. So two ways of saying the same thing. One is, let's look at this example over here. The dog kills, now here, these are the different tenses that I'm using. The dog kills the cat. The dog, which is the doer, kills the cat. This is one way of saying, whatever you want to say. We are saying that the dog killed the cat. All right. Now, another way of saying this is here. It's the same sentence, but we are using a different sentence. The cat is killed by the dog. The cat is killed by the dog. Yeah. It means the same thing. Yes. It means the same thing. Exactly the same meaning, but then there's a difference in, there's a difference in the sentence. There's a difference in the structure. Okay. All right. Now here what we are doing is we are starting the sentence with the doer of the action. Injinalia mingzi karne go to mingzi the shooting or takada dig to naning putin sigar. Karne go to ne. So dinal mingzi the chebupore. All right. So it's considered extremely important because you started the sentence with it. Okay. All right. So the dog kills the cat. So you started with the doer of the action. Chebopo, subject the cheboponere. Okay, chebopon gotsubre. All right. Now, if you look at the second one, the subject, the nal tonda zowoti chabe yulne got. Tadi chabe yul the catchum shoots tadi chebopo the catchum mazi is a show lovely. So some yan chick so su get shed tonda ba. Ko chabe yul the catchum shoot chug in engine and chabe yulne gotsubre. And chebopo the catchum shoot chug in chebopon get. Gotsu. So chebopon gotsubre chin talks in lovely. Chabe yulne gotsun talks lovely. All right. Let's see. Look at the verbs here. These are the verbs. This is present simple. This is present continuous. This is simple past. This is past continuous. This is the present perfect. These were all active sentence verbs. So if you're starting a subject with the doer of the action, then the action done by the doer of this action, this is the action. This is how you write the action. The dog kills the dog is killing. This is a continuous tense. The dog killed. This is the past tense. The dog was killing. This is past continuous. And the dog has killed. This is the present perfect. This type of verb that we have been looking at are all active sentence verbs, which means they come after the doer of the action. Chebupo jelida. Chebu jeluzling marta. Chebupo. Chebupo dig mean they means it dig chebusigor. Dig chebusigor. Dig chebusigor. So this sentence is called an active sentence because you're starting the sentence with the doer of the action. Chebupo go to break. An action the chebupo chebegi action. Dire. Lungo mangu nalo di raja dego lungo mangu chike nale di kubo tego mar di tuge yomal in original di tugu yor mangu. Okay, so this sentence over here is called active sentence, and an active sentence starts with the doer of the action. In other words, the subject is the doer of the action. Okay, and there is an object. Now this sentence over here is called a passive sentence. The subject is the receiver of the action. The subject. So the subject should turn out so 전다 저부 수콜레 카리콜레 세죠바 디나리아 cat the catch musician love you to con cat and go to bre in cat the chebo pomare cat the chabo you cha you kone so it has now become a passive sentence. Now look at the verbs here. You don't say the cat killed, you say the cat is killed. The cat killed sidu kone cat chebo poserda the church they game the tigo mar the church some day game the young cat the chebo poresiwa. You see, so the cat is killed, Lore, and by the dog. The cat is being killed by the dog. The continuous today. The cat was killed by the dog. The past today. The cat was being killed by the dog. This is past continuous. The cat has been killed by the dog. See how the verb is changing when you are talking about the receiver of the action, when the receiver is the subject. Don't confuse this verb with this verb. This is only for active sentences where the subject is doing the action. So if you write this over here, then this will become active. The cat, the cat. All right, so this is the biggest confusion that students make. All right, chabe yul ne kotsu re yini chabati any active sentence ki chawde lu shagre any pet koshulo chanda tham koshulo. Do you see the difference? Did you understand? Yeah.
Yes.
There are two very big differences. One is the subject, that is the noun with which you begin the sentence. In other words, what the sentence is about, okay, is doing the action. When this is doing the action, the verb that are used are these verbs, the active verbs. The dog kills, the dog is killing, the dog killed, the dog was killing, the dog has killed. All those were active verbs. All right? So this verb clearly means that this is doing the action. So, all right, the dog killed the cat. The dog is killing the cat. All right, now here, the cat, which is not killing, the cat is being killed by the dog, so the verb changes, all right? So the cat is the receiver of the action, all right? The cat, okay, the cat kills the shimi sigorta. So the cat is killed, present tense. The cat is being killed, present continuous. The cat was killed, past simple. The cat was being killed, past continuous. The cat has been killed, past perfect or present perfect. See the big difference there, how the verbs are used. Really active verb. So when you use the passive verb, you use the be verb, is in a present, are in a present, and then you use the past participle, the third form. So is killed, all right, and continuously being is killing. In the active, you have the dog is killing. Now, when you use it with the past participle, and in the passive, you have to say is being. This makes it continuous. Is being killed, okay? Because is here, which is a be verb, takes an ing. Is being killed. All right, was killed. The be verb ke word. Some be verb. Be verb plus the past participle. Okay, so this is used when you are writing a passive sentence. Okay, now how does the meaning change? Active sentence now, because you are taking the subject, the topic of the sentence, the main idea of the sentence as the doer of the action. All right, it means that for you, for the speaker, all right, the doer is so important. All right, all right, here maybe the cat is more important than the dog, so you want to emphasize The dog is not important, it's the cat. So the cat was killed by the dog. So that's why I'm starting with the cat. It is this receiver may be important, or the action may be important, not the doer. Okay, so here, when the doer is not important, you use this sentence. Sometimes you don't know who did the action. All right? You can't write the sentence. All right? So the book, all right, my book was stolen. Because you don't know who stole it. So that is when you use this tense, the sentence. Sometimes, it's not necessary to say who did it. It's obvious. There's no need to mention the doer. Okay, you can use the passive sentence. So the passive sentence is used when the doer, the person who's doing the action, is not known, or when it's not important, or when it's obvious. Shungi kaje nde ina shungi ye love shungi me love shungi love ko mendwa shungi yimba ha ko no need to say it. It's understood that it's the government. It's understood it's the monastery, sending the announcement. You use this sentence. Very interesting. Okay?
No.
Oh, kadu pejo tango imetri. Di chevo pod kechmu shivu chena di chevo pod tangre. Delia chevo pod kechmu mare yana chevo pong hakugu yo mare. Di mena chevo po hakugu yor changme hakugu or cheda di love kugu yo mare. Di tu anti pejo tangre yes yet. Adi pejo to di kone chazi di kechmu shivu chat yor. Chazi kagi pejo tango ime. Verbs dinju re mada di mare. Verb di re pattern di. This is the pattern. Okay. This one. Is it clear?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
I hope it's clear. All right. So you have to look at the subject, and you have to be very careful with the verb that you're using. All right. If it is passive, you use this verb because it means somebody else is doing the action, not this. All right. But if this is the doer, then you use these verbs. You don't use these. This is okay. All right. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, now here are some examples. Oh, so sorry. I just saw. Yeah. So here are some examples. Did I lose something? No. All right, so here.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the tense, and then we have the active sentences, and we have the passive for these sentences. Okay, so this is the present simple. Now, I've given you 3 examples over here because these 2 are modals. The modals can also be changed into the passive sentence. So the first one is, I do my homework. Present simple, really. It's active. I do, because I am doing the action. I do my homework. Or I can do my homework. All right, I can do the work. I'm using a modal over here. All right. All right, and then I must do the work. Okay, these are all present tenses. Okay, now it's active. They're all active because I is doing the action. Okay, now how do I write this as passive? Okay,
my homework
is
done.
All right. See?
Yes.
All right. No need to say my homework is done by me. By me, love Kisi chebo po the ketchum member chebo po the haku member chebo obvious the passive verb na yang si yang stick mare. If you have to use this passive sentence the injimish gao mare di. Kasi yana ketchum mare the man is hame shing yore the man haku yo marwa. Just anti kebku mare shera. Bye say the kebu mare. Taya haku yona yang kebu yona kemne to yore. But very frequently this is omitted. You don't write this. Okay, the sentence becomes too long and too complicated. Okay, so it's better to say the cat is killed. That's to say you made the buy the dogs. All right, anybody can kill the cat. So that is why here, because who's doing the work is obvious, I don't write by me. My homework is done. Okay. Now, in the same way, I can do the work. The work can be done. Means you are the one. Okay? I must do the work. The work must be done. See how the modals are changing into the passive. Can, and then you put a be, and then the participle. Yeah, must, a be, and the participle there. Okay, the be and the participle, but you put a modal over here. There's a modal, Marwa. These are verbs, so you can just put the be and the participle. Yeah, the be verb and the participle. Do. So my homework is done. You see? This is present simple, passive sentence. This is present simple sentence. All right? The be verb, the participle here. Be verb, the participle. Be verb, participle. Be verb, participle. Okay, now let's look at the present continuous. I'm doing my homework. That's present continuous. It's active. I'm doing to the I. So I'm doing to the I. So this is active. Okay, and then the passive, in the passive sentence, I is not important. My homework is being done. My homework is being done. All right, it is being done. The continuous tense shout. All right, the big continuous tense, the being participle not. Okay, so that's how you write the passive. All right, and see clearly, the doer is not important, so I have not mentioned it at all. Love Korea Martina. Okay, because maybe it's clear, it's obvious. Okay, now let's look at the past tense. I did my homework. All right, this is past. Okay. All right, now how do you write this in the passive sentence? My homework was done. The was done. The past charta. Okay, is done in the present rita. Is being done to the continuous tense. So my homework was done. All right. Now here I'm using the modal. I had to do the work. I had to do the work means I must do the work, Sigar. But here I'm writing this as a past tense. Must cannot be written as a past tense. Past past the had to. I had to do the work. Okay, so this is active. Now in the past passive sentence, the work had to be done. The work had to be done. Negative inji the work had to be done. Passive ready. See, I'm using the modal. Had, all right? Had to be modal to be done. Had to be done. Done your dinner. Okay.
True.
All right. Okay, so this is past simple. Now let's look at past continuous. I was doing my homework. Okay. My homework was being done. See, past was my homework was being, because it's continuous, I put was being done. Now future in that, I will do my homework. My homework will be done. My homework will be done. Be verb and participle. Now this is a modal. My homework will be done. Okay. I have done my homework. This is active sentence. I have done. My work has been done. My homework has been done. Okay. Homework homework has I in have my homework has been done. Okay, the last one, past perfect. I had done my homework. All right. So when you arrived, when the teacher arrived, I had done my homework. Homework because they had done I had done my homework when the teacher arrived. My homework had been done when the teacher arrived. My homework had been done. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the different tenses for active and passive sentences and how you write different tenses. Okay. 어디래? 전다 집을 찍견이 만다니를 시고요래. 야, 그 개체중 때지. 그 제보보 개체무인 active 겨울에. 야, 제보 개체무면은 passive 겨울에. 제보보 개체무면은 passive. All right. So that is passive sentence structure and active. Now we did also tanda because this is an easy structure. it's a very informal structure. You normally use this structure when we talk to people. Nilia, 하게 참 디나르만 디게 말다 디게를 망쳐. 이게 this 고쳐 하고 또 저 이게 디나 진디 고쳐 하고 쳐. All right, research 나디 치그래. Okay. 디 남규기 디레 사게 통계다 드리게 왜 디게 그래. All right. So this is how it's different. Okay. Now let's see if you can do this. All right. All right. These are all in the active, voice. In other words, active sentences. See if you can write the passive for this. I cooked lunch. That's the past tense, Redwa. Yeah.
My lunch is
lunch
is done.
Cooked, Reda, past tense.
Lunch
was cooked. Lunch, I cooked lunch. Lunch was cooked. That's the past tense today. So the lunch was cooked. Lunch was cooked. Okay. What about I have read the book? This is present perfect. I have read the book.
The book. I have.
The book
has
been read.
The book has been read. The book has been read. The book is a has. The book is third person. All right. The book has been read.
And the book has been read.
They saw the movie.
They saw the movie.
Past tense. This is past tense. Look at this. Saw.
The movie was seen.
By them.
The movie was seen
by them.
by them.
By them. All right. So the movie was seen by them.
By them.
The movie was seen by them.
Seen by them. All right. Okay. Then
Teacher
taught English to the students.
English
was being taught by teacher.
To the
student.
By the teacher. English was taught
by
student. I wouldn't say by the teacher because lamye the teacher yimbarwa. Okay. The English was taught to the students. All right. English was taught to the students. English was taught to the students. By the teacher, my was taught to the students. Right? Okay, we have done our homework.
Homework has been done.
Now you can see our homework.
Work has been done.
Our homework is being done.
Yeah, our homework has done.
The homework, our homework has been done. Our homework
Has been done.
To be done.
Yes, our homework has been done. Okay, someone locked the door. You don't know who locked the door, so someone locked the door.
Door was locked.
Very good.
The door was locked.
So has your
Door was locked.
past tense today. The door was locked. The door was locked. Okay, past tense the was kept. All right, the door was locked.
Was locked.
Yes. We will cook dinner. Now here it's a will over here, which is the future tense.
Dinner will be cooked.
Dinner is been cooking.
No.
Dinner
Dinner has been cooked.
Not has.
Will be cooked.
Dinner
Will be.
Dinner
will be cooked.
Yes.
Dinner will be cooked.
Dinner will be cooked.
Cooked.
Or you can say by us. By us. Dinner will be cooked by us. Okay. Then the teacher is teaching English grammar.
English
grammar
is being taught.
Yes.
grammar is being taught.
Grammar is being taught. English grammar is being taught. Teacher,
English grammar is being taught.
Yes, is being taught. English grammar is being taught. So
Taught by
teaching
the teacher.
Yes, no need to say by the teacher. Anybody who teaches is a teacher. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So English grammar is being taught.
Being
No,
taught.
don't say by the teacher. Okay. Some people have received the vaccination.
Vaccination has been received.
Vaccination has been
Had
received.
been received.
Vaccination have been
Received.
Vaccination,
People
by
okay,
some
vaccination
Vaccination had been
has been.
has been
Present
received
present perfect rwa. So the vaccination has been received by some people. The khashiyat vaccination is the vaccination has been received because vaccination is it. Sumbadre, third person. So you have to put has over here. All right. The vaccination has been received by some people. Okay, we have elected our chitus.
our
Our
chiefs had been
Our
elected.
chiefs had been elected.
Have been
Have been
elected.
elected.
Our chitus have been elected.
Have been elected.
Yes, our chitus have been elected. Okay, I can do the work.
The work can be done.
The work can be done. The work can be done.
Can be done. The work can be done.
Can be done.
All right. We should hand over the thief to the police. Yeah, Chavya Yulde. We should hand over the thief to the police.
The thief should be
Hand over
to the police.
to the
The third form correct. Handed over.
hand over. Handed over.
Handed over.
The
Right.
thief has been handed over.
Handed over to the
police.
police.
To the police.
The thief should be handed over to the police.
The thief had been handed over.
Not had.
Should be.
This is modal should. All right.
Yeah.
You have to use this. Yeah, should be there. Should be. The
thief should be handed over.
To the police. The thief should be handed over to the police. Okay. I would never beat my kids.
My kid will.
My kid had been never beaten.
My kid never had.
The kids had been never beaten.
No, why had? There's no had over here. It's the wood. It's wood. All right.
My kid would never
be
been
The kids
would not be.
would never be
Never be beaten. My kids would
never be beaten.
Never beaten.
My kids would never be beaten.
Never been beaten.
We must obey the rules.
The rule
must be obeyed.
The rule must be
obeyed. All right, make sure this is
obeyed.
Obeyed. The third
Obeyed.
participle, the past participle. The rules must be
obeyed.
Okay, see what's happening? Be past participle. Be past participle. Be past participle. These are all the verbs here. Be done. Be elected. Be have been received. All those okay. Use the past participle of the verb. All right. Okay. So this is a little practice changing these into the passive sentence. I'll write it for you. So can somebody tell me the first one? I cooked lunch.
Lunch
was
cooked.
Lunch was cooked. I can put by me, right? Lunch was cooked by me. Okay, what about this? I've read the book.
I've read the book. The book has been read.
The book has been read.
Has been read. All right, the book has been read. Okay, no need to say by me. All right, they saw the movie.
The movie was seen.
The movie was
seen
by
them.
Yeah. And then the teacher taught English to the students. English
was taught to the student.
Yeah, no need to say by the teacher. All right. English was taught to the students. I don't want to say by there. Okay. We have done our homework.
Our homework has been done.
Has done. Our homework has been done.
Okay, someone locked the door.
The door is locked.
The door was locked.
Door was
locked.
Door was locked. No need to say by someone. No, you don't know. We don't know. All right. So shingi me the mare. All right. We will cook dinner.
Dinner will be cooked.
Dinner will be cooked.
Will be cooked. All right. Dinner will be cooked. Okay. What about this one? The teacher is teaching English grammar.
English
Grammar has been
is being taught.
Grammar has
being taught.
grammar has been
Taught.
As your Martin
Is being taught.
continuous tense. Continuous tense is being slow. All right. Passive sentence. Some people have received the vaccination.
Vaccination
has been received by some people.
has been received.
vaccination has been received.
People by some people. Okay. All right. Gap goe then khaseu so the inchi gam na mad khaseu many gam yawa. Ka kobo ba ni yaw marta. Okay. All right. We have elected our chiefs.
Our chief has been elected.
Our chiefs
Has
has been
been
elected.
Our chiefs have been elected. All right. Our chiefs have been elected. I can do the work.
The work can be done. The work can be done.
The work can be done. All right. We should hand over the thief to the police.
Thief should be handed over
the police.
to the police.
The thief should be handed over to the police. All right. I would never beat my kids.
My kids will never
be beaten.
Yes, my kids would never be beaten. Okay. We must obey the rules.
The rules must be
The rules must be obeyed. The rules must be obeyed.
Must be obeyed.
The rules must be obeyed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is just refreshing and revising and making things a little more clearer. Okay. All right. Now, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when and why to use the passive sentence? The passive sentence. Passive sentence passive sentence okay. All right. So number one, the passive sentence is used when the doer is not known, when the doer is not important, or when the doer is obvious. Okay? Doer doer passive sentence okay, here. The book was stolen. I don't know who stole it. Okay?
No.
I use the passive sentence. It's better to use the passive sentence. If you don't know who did it, it's better to use the passive sentence. All right. The building was vandalized. Vandalized. So we don't know who did it. Maybe some people came in the night and did it. Nobody knows. So you say the building was vandalized. This is passive sentence. The flowers were delivered on time. Flower the the Amazon give me the delivery boy we know that. So you say the flowers were delivered on time. Who delivered is obvious. All right. Okay, the roads were fixed quickly. The roads were fixed quickly. So no need to say it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Aeroplane was invented in the early 20th century. The airplane was okay. Now here, maybe the aeroplane and the invention are more important and not the doer. All right. Yes. And some careers, some people, do you know who invented the aeroplane?
Two brothers.
Yeah, the Wright brothers.
Wright brother.
Yeah. But then that's controversial. There are a lot of people think that it was not the Wright brothers. There were some other people who did it. All right. And then the topic debatable. It's best not to mention the person who invented it. Okay. All right. So maybe the invention was important, not the doer. All right, so you say the aeroplane was invented in the early 20th century, or invention ko kechum chate. Okay, so these are examples of when you use the passive sentence, when you don't know the doer, when the doer is not important, and when the doer is obvious. Okay, number 2, when. Now this is interesting. This is for sentence variety. All right. When you're writing an essay, or when you're telling a story, if you want to make it interesting, your sentences should be different. If you keep saying the same sentence structure, it gets very boring. For example, you say he did A, he did B, he did C, he did D, and then they love then nyambu yorba.
No.
Sentence all right. So this is all in the active sentence. The sentence can't talk about active sentence.
No.
But if you use passive sentences in between, it sounds more mature. All right. And more sophisticated because, you know, an older person. So for example, he did A, C wasn't done before he completed A. See how I'm writing this over here. Okay, so it's saying this in the passive sentence. C wasn't done before he completed A. So what is happening is this is the passive sentence. So we put a little bit of a passive sentence to break the monotony. Repetition to me that the part of the passage do you understand? So sentence variety le yam passive sentence di para luye di all right. Okay, so this is the second reason why we use passive sentences. Don't keep using active sentences all the time, because if you keep using active sentences, it does not sound very mature. It sounds a little bit more kiddish. Okay, all right. So that's somebody in that. Why do we use this? Is supposed to be 3. Now this is what we call for cohesion, coherence, and for flow. All right. Coherence means the meaning. Paragraph and it turned out too much the reader the you can use the passive sentence. All right. So but then you'll see it's a mixture. And the mixture includes active and passive sentences. See how there is coherence. Okay, so the whole paragraph or this whole story is being, you know, stitched together. All right, showing the very the main idea very clear. Okay, so let's see this here. Coca-Cola was invented. See, Coca-Cola was invented by a pharmacist named John Pemberton. Pemberton singichi invented. Ta delia tanda so what the Coca-Cola call share yinza the John Pemberton call share mensa Coca-Cola dinga kechu chogo yartina lolia. Chesang ye Coca-Cola ni gotsubste. All right? Because Coca-Cola is what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the inventor of Coca-Cola. All right? I'm not going to talk about John. John call nga share marta. Nga Coca-Cola call share yin du kon nge Coca-Cola kechu mshuchini ming tangmud ten shar dilu nga Coca-Cola kechu lawe yin sigo topic the Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola was invented, see it's a passive sentence, by a pharmacist named John Pemberton. All right? Okay, John Pemberton call the next the John Pemberton ki Quran call lewe. So I say his original recipe contained cocaine. All right, the John Pemberton call lewe. Because I wrote his name over here. That the two his original recipe, so the formula it contained cocaine. All right, dinalia cocaine yoris. All right, so here I'm using active sentence because I need to connect it with this. Okay, because in passive sentence, then chevapo the sentence ki last the lip degree. Chevapo the sentence ki last the lip degree. This is one a gangi sentence the wall sentence paralia kissing a next sentence the chevapo call shevo yona. And yeah, passive not in chevapo mushu chatu mege nyegi sentence the last word the do it yore. Tang dele chine koi call the last the ledu kon kunini taring musha de du kone And the idea the two yapuchin pa too much yapuchin get to go mare. It's long delia kapuchire. All right. So this is why here I use you know the doer at the end of the sentence. So this all of this became the passive sentence. But here I want to say something about this person, what he invented. I immediately use the active sentence because the active sentence is the doer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
His original recipe contained cocaine. Cocaine is a drug.
Drug. No.
Drug. Formula na Coca-Cola na lo ya nyama tangbu cocaine lu yor. Formula na cocaine yor. Which is why the drink was named Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola means all right? Cocaine is Coca-Cola, which is why the drink was named Coca-Cola. All right? The Coca-Cola tiswa de Coca-Cola tiswa. Coca-Cola de if you look at this whole sentence, this is passive sentence. All right, now I want to come back to my main idea, which is Coca-Cola. And here I mentioned Coca-Cola. Today, Coca-Cola is a global brand that is consumed by millions of people. All right, so I'm saying Coca-Cola is a global brand that is consumed. Now this is passive. Is consumed by millions of people. So it's very good in connecting the ideas. Right? When you use active, passive, they stick together very well. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. But here clearly we see that it's about Coca-Cola. Right? And see how you know there is coherence. Means the sticking together of ideas. Okay? So that's the third reason why when you use a passive sentence, you mix it up. You mix it up in your stories. Message okay? What you say? All right, so these were three reasons. That reason the last day shaking and this cover reason all right, but for the time being, let's see if you can do these exercises. Just see if you can do these exercises. This is about complete with present or past passive sentences. So the Eiffel Tower was built in 1889. The present is or are so see if you can write these as passive sentences.
1889. Or the single.
Yeah, all the single
clothes are made
especially
are made.
All the singles
are made specially for her.
Okay, number 2.
The grass is cut every month.
The grass
is cut every month.
The grass is cut every month.
Is cut every month.
Yes, sir. The grass cut grass cutter. So no need to grass cutter.
Yeah.
Grass is cut every month. Okay, then.
Australia
was discovered by Captain
Cook in 1770.
Australia was discovered by Captain
in 1770.
Number 4.
Yeah. This morning
I
was woken up by the neighbor's dog.
Woken up by the neighbor's
summer.
In the summer.
In the summer
is being played.
It's not continuous tense. Continuous
Cricket is played.
Oh, present.
Cricket
What
is
the present
being
past
played.
Is
Is being
Uh,
played
It was
in the
played
summer.
in the
Played.
summer in the
Is
UK.
played. Is played.
Kegit
Is being
is
played.
No,
played.
why are you saying being? Because the question says
Present symbol that
continuous tense.
present.
Don't use continuous.
Mm,
Transformer.
yeah.
Cricket.
Kegit
No,
was.
no, no.
Yes.
These days.
Mm,
It's true today also. It's not about the past.
Cricket is
Other use
played.
for sentence.
is played in
Cricket is playing in the summer.
the UK.
In the is played.
is played
Played.
in the summer.
Yes.
UK. Mhm.
Ma'am, one question.
Um,
Ma'am,
Yes.
in the passive, do the verb necessary to be the participle?
Of course, you cannot make a
Mhm.
passive sentence without a participle. Because if you use the simple, the past and the present tenses, then it does not become passive at all. Passive chhu kor mare participle pe matan. Tangi ba de participle pe tango de. We finished with that. Where is it here? Okay, so look at this. All these are participles. Here,
Be but
passive participle, active chagutta. These are not participles. Here you don't see participles used. Okay, so if you don't use participles, you're using the active verbs, which means then it's not a passive sentence. If you want a passive sentence, in other words, you're using the subject is not the doer but the receiver, then you must use the participle. All right, it comes with a be. Participle magyamna and dikogre, the sentence dikogre, the chevapo the receiver. Be careful here.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, this
Thank you.
yes, then
God.
This song
Okay,
was
these songs.
recorded last year.
Was
Songs
recorded
are
last year.
This song
this song
was
were
recorded last year.
yes, these songs were recorded
Yeah.
last year. Okay, number 7.
most children
Most children
were in the
most children are educated in the state
Most children are educated
in
in
the
state
state
schools.
schools.
Past in a tuzu na hakogre. If you want to write the past tense, just look at the
Yeah.
time. This is
Yes,
past.
yes.
Past.
Mhm.
Most of these are actually present. It means it's true right now. Right?
Yes.
State schools means government schools.
Yes.
So most children are educated
in
State school, government school.
Okay,
Yes.
so what about this? Rewrite the sentences in the passive.
That's it.
Okay, so you have to again write in the Shakespeare wrote Hamlet in
Helmet.
1603. Hamlet Tiberius, Hamlet Naithepti. Hamlet was written by Shakespeare in 1603. Okay, what about these now?
last night. The police
we
stopped us.
us. Last night we was been stopped.
We were stopped.
We were
We was stopped.
We were the we were Mangziro.
we were
We were
stopped.
we were stopped
we
by
were
police.
stopped.
Police.
So last night we were stopped.
Were stopped by police.
The police ki cast Okay, what about number 2?
American
Teenagers
teenager
eat a lot of
fast food.
fast food.
A lot of
Lot
fast
of fast
Fast food
is eaten
Yes.
was
Eaten
eaten
by
by American
a
teenagers.
lot of American teenagers.
Very good. All right. So a lot of fast food is eaten by American teenagers. Okay, what about 3 here? This is the name of the painting, all right? So Toulouse-Lautrec
Toulouse lottery paint
at the Moulin Rouge. This is the name of the painting. Toulouse-Lautrec painted at the Moulin Rouge.
At the Moulin Rouge
was
Is painted.
Yes, yes. Was painted.
is
painted
painted by
Was
was painted
Painted
Toulouse.
by
Yeah. So at the Moulin Rouge was painted by Toulouse-Lautrec. Okay.
Mhm.
Then the marketing manager
manager
the
organized
marketing manager
Organized
organized
weekly
weekly
meetings.
All right. So
weekly meeting
meeting is
The
organized
weekly meetings
is
by the market manager.
Yes, weekly
weekly
meetings
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 are
are
organized
organized by the marketing manager.
yes, by the marketing manager. Organized Rida, past participle.
organized.
Organized
So weekly meetings are
are
organized
organized
by the
by
marketing
the
manager.
marketing manager.
By the marketing manager.
The Italian Mac
Italian make
The
flat
Italian
cards.
Mac
cards.
flat card.
red
Flat
card
cards
Flat card
are made
My
by
cards
Italian.
is
makes
are
car
By
is
Italian.
are made by
by
Italian.
made by Italians.
yes, so not is
Cards are
all right.
Made
Cards
cards are made by
are
Italians.
made by
by Italians.
Italians.
Okay, so Fiat cars are made by Italians.
Italians.
Right. Gandhi or
Yeah.
plural. Okay, I think we have another one here. Just hold on.
Correct the mistake in highlight phrase.
Correct the mistake in the highlighted phrase.
lady cars.
Lady cards made in Russia. Cards are made in Russia. Are made in
Here you have to correct the mistakes. All right, there's a mistake in the highlighted phrases. Okay,
Okay.
highlighted phrases now not do you have to correct them. For example, lot of cars made in Russia. Lot of cars are made in Russia. Okay, correct the mistakes. Yes.
A new motorway is being
Built
Is
at the moment.
built
At the moment.
Okay, so where is the mistake?
A new motorway
Bin
Motorway
and put
Build.
us
is built. B-U-I-L-T.
So here, there, this
For
is
the
the
L-T.
participle, yeah.
W-I-L-T-E.
Yeah.
B-U-I-L-T.
T-T.
Built.
U-I-L-T.
Built at the moment.
A new motorway. Motorway means highway. A new motorway is
Motorway is
built
being at the moment.
Built at the moment.
okay. Then
The film based
Based
on
on
a
a
famous novel. The
Yes.
film
Is
Yes.
the film
is based on a
is
famous novel.
based on
A famous novel.
is kya bola?
a famous novel.
क्या हो रहा है? इस क्या हो
Oh,
रहा है?
Yes.
Yeah, put a be verb plus a participle. Ra. So is based on a famous novel. Then this.
This program were watched by millions of people.
Programs.
This
Program.
Program
program was
Was
watched
by millions of people. Was watched by millions of people.
Because it's one program, not more
Yes.
than.
this program.
Number 4.
My
Stolen.
bag was
When I was in
stolen.
Florida.
Stolen.
Stolen.
Stolen
Was
when I was
My
in Florida.
bag was stolen. Stolen when I was in Florida.
When I was in Florida. Okay.
in Florida.
The Harry Potter books were written for J.K.
Books were
Written by J.K. Rowling. Written by J.K. Rowling.
By-
Written by J.K. Rowling.
This is not written for, it's written by
Yeah,
JK.
written by J.K.
Okay,
Rowling.
then
I could not send you an
Could not
email
send you
because
a
my
email
computer was
My computer was repairing.
This my computer
my
was
computer was
because my computer
was
This continues.
What's
My
being
my
what's
computer
being
was
repaired?
being
was being
Was
repaired.
being
repaired.
repaired?
Was
Was
being
being
repaired.
repaired? Was being repaired?
Being
Passive sentence now, the repairing your mother was being
Being
repaired.
repaired.
being repaired.
Being repaired. So
Repaired.
being
Being repaired.
that
Repaired.
means continues. Okay, what about number 7?
You will taken to your hotel by
taken to-
taxi. You will be
You will be
taken.
taken. You will be taken to your
Taken
hotel by
to your hotel by taxi. Yes,
So by
yes.
You will
taxi.
be
You will
Okay.
be.
Then
Oh no, our flight
Our
has
flight has
been
been
cancelled.
cancelled. Our
Has
flight
has been cancelled.
Our
Been cancelled.
been, it's not
Has
being,
been-
right?
Been
Has
cancelled.
Yes,
cancelled.
yes.
Perfect tense. Has
Has
been
been cancelled.
Okay, number 9.
Cancelled. Yes.
English
yes.
is spoken in this
English
Spoken in this
restaurant.
restaurant. Spoken in
Spoken in
this
this
restaurant.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Number
K-E-N.
10.
Seatbelt
Belt
must be worn.
must be wear.
Must be
Must
worn.
wear.
Wear.
Must
Must be worn.
Yeah, must be worn.
At all times.
At all times.
Won.
else
Must
won
be war.
at all
won.
times. Where war won.
Yeah.
Won.
Participle
War.
So
Won.
else must be won at all times.
War. Won. Yeah.
Yes. At all times. Okay, what about this one here? Read the sentences
Look at the
with
sentence with the passive.
rewrite with the passive sentence. Yes, they sell cold drinks here. Now passive
Cold
is
drinks
cold
are
drinks
sold
are
here.
sold here. Okay, now
They
Subtitle.
subtitle a lot
They
of foreign,
subtitle a lot of foreign films. A lot of foreign
a
films
lot of foreign
are
films
being
are
films are
subtitled
subtitled.
are being
here.
subtitled.
Here.
not
Subtitled.
being in a continuous row. The
Uh-huh.
continuous.
A lot of foreign films
by day.
are
All
subtitled
films
here.
are subtitled.
Here.
Yeah, this is the verb. This is the verb. So you
Yeah.
put
Subtitled
Subtitled.
here.
are
ED.
subtitled.
By day.
All right.
Here.
Okay. Then
Someone
threw
threw
the
the
letters
letters
away
away
by
by mistake.
The letters are found.
Letters
Letters
are
were
thrown.
the
Yes.
letters were
Are
thrown.
Letters are
thrown
Thrown.
thrown
by
mistakenly.
someone.
by
Thrown
mistake.
away.
Thrown away
Letters
by
were thrown away.
Thrown away by mistakenly.
No, not
By mistake.
mistakenly. By mistake.
mistake.
By
The
mistake.
letters were thrown away by mistake.
Not thrown
By mistake.
away by mistake.
Yes. Then
Some people
People
are
Are
not
cleaning
painting
my
my
house.
this is
My
continue.
house.
my house
My
are
house.
being
My
painted.
house,
My
My
house
house
are
is being is
My house
my
are
house
my
is
house is being painted.
This is one.
Being
yeah.
my house
my house
is
is being painted.
being
My house
painted.
is being painted. Okay,
Being
what about
painted.
number
Painted.
4?
All the,
They have
They have sold all the
for
tickets
concert.
for the
all the tickets
concert.
for the concert
All the tickets for the concerts
Concert are
have been sold.
have been
Have
sold.
been sold.
Have been sold.
Have been
Then
sold.
Have been sold.
They will play the match tomorrow.
They will play the
They
match
will
tomorrow.
play the match
will
tomorrow.
will be
The match will be
The
played
match will
by
be played tomorrow.
Will be
Somebody must
Somebody
pay
must
this
pay
bill
this bill
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Bill must
The
be paid
bill must be
tomorrow.
paid tomorrow.
the bill
Must
must be paid.
tomorrow.
Must be paid tomorrow.
So do you kind of understand the difference between the active and the passive?
Yes,
Kind of,
Okay,
yes.
all right, all the day. Now let's look at some more common mistakes over here. See if you can correct them. I can't say correct each other. The cat bite by the dog yesterday.
a cat bited by.
No.
cat was bited.
The cat was
Passive.
The
Cat
bited
was
Cat was
biting
biting by.
bitten by the dog yesterday.
That cat was
By the
biting.
dog.
Was
bitten. Bitten. Sorry, bitten.
Yes.
The cat was bitten by the dog.
Was
Cat was
Bitten.
bitten. Yeah,
By
bitten
yeah,
By
yeah.
the dog.
right. Bitten.
by the dog.
Bitten by the dog
Yesterday.
yesterday. By the dog yesterday. Okay, so. All right, the cat was bitten by the dog yesterday. This is correct. This is wrong.
Yes.
The cat bite. Cat bites in the
Cat
car.
bite lana
The
the
cat
active
ki so
chapter.
Cat.
the active never was said that cat so cat kid the cat was so you have to be careful. The cat was bitten by the the cat was
bitten by the dog yesterday.
So we need by.
okay, here. Tashi was cooked the momos.
Momo.
The momo was
cooked by Tashi.
by Tashi.
Momo was cooked.
by
The Momo was cooked
Momo was cooked.
by Tashi.
The momo was cooked
Momo
by
was
Tashi.
cooked by Tashi.
The momos
Momos are.
The momos were.
Were.
Sorry. The
Momos
momos
were.
were.
Tashi
Was.
She cooked the momo.
Momo.
The momo were.
She
The
cooked the momo.
momos were.
She.
the momos.
Momo.
I want you to
momos.
correct this sentence, not change it.
Tashi cooked the momo. Tashi
Tashi
cooked the momo.
Tashi was cooked the one Tashi chevre logon Tashi maji.
Tashi cooked the momo. Yes.
We were trying to make it passive.
Tashi momo chevre Tashi chevre marwa. Then the letter sent
Letter
by
was
Tashi.
sent by
The
Tashi.
letter
was sent by
sent.
And
The
The
letter
letter
were.
was yeah, we
Was
were.
Was
letter
sent.
was
sent by Tashi.
sent by Tashi.
The letter sent to the yigi guitar race, yigi chawa chigo, you marwa. The letter was sent. The lunch cooking by now.
Lunch is.
The lunch
The lunch
is
cooked by Sonam.
been cooking by
The lunch is
Sonam.
cooking.
That lunch
The
is
lunch
being cooked.
is
The
being
lunch
cooked.
Being
is
cooked by.
Being
The lunch is being
being
cooked
cooking
I Sonam.
cooked by
by Sonam.
Sonam.
No.
Lunch
Sonam.
is being
No.
cooked
No.
by Sonam
By
now.
Sonam.
The lunch cooking is someone not there. Okay, lunch.
No.
The lunch is being cooked
By
by
Sonam.
Sonam. Sonam
Present simple.
is being.
Mhm.
I sending the letter tomorrow.
I
Don't,
I
don't
send.
put it into passive.
I am
I'm
sending
going
the
to
letter.
send the letter
I
to.
am.
I am.
I
will
I
send
am
the
going
letter
to
Sending
send.
the letter tomorrow. This is active
Mm.
sentence. I'm sending the letter tomorrow.
I'm
Okay.
sending the
Book
letter.
is writing by Lobsang. This is passive.
Book is
Not
written by Lobsang.
The book is
Written by
been
Written.
Written by
Written.
Sonam.
Being written.
written
Is
is
being
being
written. Is being
is
written.
being written by Lobsang.
Continues. The book is being written by Lobsang. Lobsang Okay.
Mhm.
I advise by the teacher.
I am being advised by the teacher.
No, this is not
I
continuous.
was
This is not continuous.
advised.
I was
advised.
I was advised by the teacher.
All right. So not I advise. I advise you to yen logic in sigorta. Okay. I
Mm.
was
My mobile
My mobile
Just
Present
get
perfect.
recharged.
just
Present
recharged.
just say the present perfect.
My
number.
mobile got just recharged.
my mobile
Has
Has just recharged.
has been just
Has been just recharged.
has just been Shambarwa has
My mobile has just been recharged.
been recharged. Wow, my mobile has just been recharged. You are recharging it, all right? Mobile is not recharging. You are recharging it. The book written by Tash.
Wrote by Tash.
The book is written wrote by
wrote by the
The
Who
book
was writing
Wrote by.
writing
Written
by Tashi.
writing by
Written by Tashi.
Written, Mare, written. The book was
written
by Tashi.
Tashi.
written
All right.
by Tashi.
The book writes love written. Tepki tiv resigorta. Tepki tiv
Mhm.
marwa.
Why not
Tepki
book was wrote?
All right. So wrote tong mare. Wrote is just the simple past tense. We want the past participle.
Written by Tashi. Written by Tashi.
Written by
Right.
Tashi.
This is simple tense.
Yeah,
This is
Past
past
tense.
tense.
is part.
Past.
Participle.
All right. You use this
Hmm.
with the be verb
Yes.
in the passive sentence. You don't use this. This is active verb.
Hmm.
Active verb. Ini active verb. You do somebody any passive nal lega
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Careful. Don't say the book was wrote. That is a yes. And don't comment it. The book was wrote said.
Yes.
Right. So the book was written. Okay. All right. So do we have time? No, we don't have time. The khashish la de yore. The Mongol hasha. The shugo chigirwa. The passive sentence.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
This is here what we are talking about is now this is a little bit, this standard thought. Where when you use the sentence, and this is also very interesting, and with this next time we meet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can look up a lot of exercises in the active and the passive voice on the internet. Worksheet,
Yes, ma'am.
free worksheet. Just practice.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See you on Wednesday.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
See you. Thank you.